So as you start to build out your connections, they're going to appear here as a number. In the previous lesson, I reached out to myself as an example, and I see that I have a connection which tells me that that person accepted it. So for example, I might check my messages and oh yes, he responded. So this is when you start building a conversation with your connections leading towards helping each other. So you would say, for example, you could reply to this. Is there anything I can do for you, like a recommendation? Don't ask for one in return yet. Do something first for them. And then see what they say. Now, because you have connections, you can go back to the last section, which is additional information, and say request a recommendation. So you can start to look through your connections, choose the one you want to ask. Now, this is the generic message that comes up when you're going to ask someone for a recommendation, but you want to customize it. Keep in mind what you're trying to accomplish, which is to build out an overall profile that encompasses where you want to go and the different kinds of keywords, qualifications, etc. that are required for gaining the notice of recruiters and companies. So what you would do is, hi William, could you write me a recommendation? You might change that to something along the lines of, so you would customize it something like this, where you would say, could you write me a recommendation about our work on QA program, or whatever keyword would go in here. So for example, if you were in some other program, whatever your keyword might be, you would work it in there so that when they write back, you would have them say something about that specific keyword and it'll show up. Then you just click send, and it'll show down here that your request has been sent. When the person responds, it'll show up as a recommendation. I'll show you how that looks. I'm in the other person's profile, so we've switched roles here, and I see in my message box that you've been asked by you to write a recommendation. So the way this looks is you sent him a message, you customized it, and LinkedIn gives him a recommendation link to go to. And then that person would write in your recommendation following the guidelines more or less that you ask him for. I worked with William on secure systems audits for the military in Kuwait. He was the top project manager that could always be counted on, etc., etc. Now, some people actually will send more guidelines than just would you write a recommendation. You can also say in your request, if you don't have a lot of time, maybe I could type something up of what I'm thinking about, and if you agree with it, you can go ahead and post it. Something along those lines. Those are with people you really work with well. So that person fills out the recommendation and sends it. Okay. Now, back on your profile, my profile in this case, I see that my connection has sent me the recommendation for my review. And you just say something back so that they know that you got it. And you can also tell them that you would write one in return if they wanted it. So here you would click on the review and see what he's written. You have the option, let's say somebody wrote something nasty about you. You can dismiss it. You can ask for a revision, or you can add it to your profile. So I'm going to add it just so you can see what it looks like. Close all these windows down. And this is what someone that coming to your profile would see. So you can imagine that the more of these that you get, build around specific keywords, the better it'll be in giving an overall picture of you.